So I only just woke up like a few hours ago, and it's been a slow enough day, but work day is going to pick up here pretty soon. So one of the first things I notice and want to bring up to light is the fact that somehow, as of today, I have over 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I did not expect that until at least 2025, or at least if I started putting in much more work than what I've already put in so far. So for that, and that's kind of a humbling experience with something along the lines of a thank you in order for everybody that has at least subbed to the channel and has paid attention over the years and whatnot. The other thing too is today, strangely as well, being release day, in the sense of I had 6 different singles released between At the Stroke of Midnight in 2018 and Run the Test Sequence, which was released last May. And I kind of figured, you know what? I've got all of these various individual songs. They sort of, in a way, kind of weave together nicely. They're not exactly all the same balance in terms of a mix, or perhaps even the volume for that matter. Because if I remember, I think the entirety of what's on that EP at this point was done between Reaper, Cubase, Studio One, and FL Studio. So at least like 3 different environments, guaranteed at the minimum. And I remember the FL Studio ones weren't exactly the best in terms of a master output. And those were Appearances Can Be Deceiving and Cesium 137. So there's a bit of a difference between those two compared to the remainder, which had a little bit more volume and sort of like body and definition, so to speak. Don't mind me, I don't know my words at this hour. I'm still attempting to process not only just like this whole entire thing, but also the fact that I am going back to college starting in the winter term of 2025. I did it as a joke actually to myself, like I owe these people $1,300 in a debt from the fall 2007 term. So, why not just see if they'll say sorry, but we can't accept you, right? So I sent an application on a Sunday, and on a Monday, the very same following Monday, 24 hours or less, and I wind up getting an email saying, "You've been accepted or you've been approved. Welcome to this college." I'm like, that's completely weird. Okay, well, if they're saying it, then maybe see what I can do to follow through a little bit more with it, or see if maybe the debt was completely cleared off or whatever. So the debt wasn't exactly cleared out 100%. The admissions counselor I spoke with went over a few things, and then I got to a point with it where it was like, well, how come I still have this debt then if I filed a petition, or at least that I wrote something out at the least, and it was denied at that time. Apparently it wasn't the correct petition, so I wound up getting put in touch with somebody who could put me to that form. I filled it out, and within I think 7 days or less or something like that, I got a note back saying that it has been approved. So that roughly $1,100 that I actually owed has been reduced down to 150, of which I go up to the college and pay off 100% during the month of September and or October, which is kind of a shocker. So I'm taking this time to try to work on getting a bunch of these other ideas that I have done here at home. And if I don't get them done in time before classes start, maybe I'll start taking them with me to the college and work on them in between, especially if there's like a studio room available to do a mixed job in or whatever, right? I'd have to figure out a bunch of stuff with them about it, but I'm pretty sure as a student it might be something worthy of flexibility. But so I enroll in November, and the program that I'm going to finish up at least is a certification grade, but they're offering something starting next year according to their words. They're kind of still ironing it out a little bit, but It may expand from certification to an Associates of Applied Science. And if that's what's going to happen, at the bare minimum, I'm going to push for that. And if I feel like I want to go a little bit longer because there's nothing else interesting going on, then I'll probably expand that and go to the bachelor's degree and finish it up. And after another, like 3.5, 4 years, whatever, from the day I officially start, we'll wind up seeing where things go in terms of, I guess, expanding on this music career or whatever, right? So that's kind of like what's been going on. And in between everything, I'm just constantly watching as much information as I can between Facebook or YouTube at the very least to see what I can do to further expand on all of the skill sets that I have currently for synthesizer related things or samplers, effects routing and all that kind of stuff. Various things to at least think about what it is that you can do to achieve the sounds that you're looking for, whether or not if it's metal, if it's industrial, if it's synth-based genres like 80s or, like industrial or whatever, right? So that's basically what's been going on here. And not long from now, I have a couple of errands that I need to run before I start my actual day here. So with that being said, I haven't 100% disappeared. It's just a lot of things have been going on in the background. Some of them are more personal than anything else, and then some of them are more I don't even know the words. And they're basically like, shape-shifting from personal to future, if you will. Probably doesn't make sense, but if you've been in a position before where you're like, hey, like I had like this mental issue of some sort, and then I turned it around and it wound up leading me to a golden opportunity or whatever. That's what I feel like this situation is doing for me right now. But I also have to wait just a little bit. And my level of impatience for starting classes is about as low as it is discussing things with people who don't typically hear it on the first run where it's clear as day. And that's something I also have to learn to work with, unfortunately. But again, you got to know your shortcomings. You got to know where to keep it humble and all that fun stuff, right? Because what you're trying to do is just make sure that everybody else is happy on some level, right? So there's something like that. It's all good. In the meantime, I'm going to end this video. The EP release that I mentioned earlier in the video, there will be a link in description down below. I am going to get all of my stuff together and do my errands. And I'll see you in a future video, and hopefully it'll be something regarding whatever it is I'm typically doing when I'm sitting here and noodling around with something. I don't exactly have all of the top skill sets for every single DAW that I have installed at the moment, but at the very least, whatever I can do, I'll try to show a little bit of what I do in spare time. In the meantime, y'all take it easy, and we will see each other in a future video sometime in the next, maybe, couple weeks. We'll find out. Take it easy.